I've owned my Gucci belt for 4 years now, so I want to share with you my honest opinion on whether or not I think it's a worthwhile purchase for a long-term addition to your collection. This review will include everything you need to know to help make your decision, which includes the pricing, the details behind the belt, as well as a comparison to the many other Gucci models out there to find one that best fits your lifestyle. Gucci is one of the longest running fashion houses in the world and used to be known as a luxury brand that catered to wealthy equestrians. The Gucci Double G belt was first released along with the incredibly popular Marmont collection by Alessandro Michele when he first became creative director back in 2015. I was somehow able to get my hands on this belt back in 2017 when it was sold out most everywhere for $395 US. In 2021, the retail price is $490. That averages out to about a 6.3% price increase year over year. I don't think you're going to be able to make a profit off of the resale, but you will be able to recoup a large portion of the cost. I have the classic Gucci Double G belt, which comes in the antique gold hardware as well as black leather in a 1.5-inch height, which is the regular width. The most prominent feature of this belt is the buckle, which as you can see is rounded at the front and flat on the back. The great part about this belt is you can wear it without any belt loops on your clothing. Insert the end of the belt into the belt buckle and use this adjustable strap to hold the loose end and secure it at whichever point that you find most comfortable. The belt itself has very even stitching across the leather and is also properly sealed, so there is no rawhide that is exposed. On the back here, you'll also find the logo as well as the date, authentication code, and the size that you purchased. You'll also find that there's a strap in the back here which limits how far you can pull this loose piece here, and also has an additional brass piece that holds this leather together. You'll also note that this belt is made in Italy, which is especially known for its luxury and expertly crafted leather material and leather goods. The leather of the belt itself is quite soft and buttery and is quite light to hold, but the heaviest part of the belt is actually the belt buckle itself, which is made completely of brass with antique gold. In terms of wear and tear on this belt, I normally wear it 3 times a week, especially when I used to be back working at the office. If you watch my videos, you know that I typically don't really baby my items. So you can definitely see much more wear in this belt than you see in some of my bags, and you'll see parts of the belt buckle which are scratched and exposing the brass interior. Because I like to wear my belt quite tight, you'll see that there is a permanent bend in the leather here. You'll see that the belt holes itself has widened. However, all in all, the belt has held itself up beautifully with my continued use of it, considering how beautiful the leather is still holding and the stitching has been perfectly held in place. The Gucci belt does come with a satin dust bag like this one that you're able to pull shut, but I had lost the black ribbon that comes through the top. And as you can see from the stain right here, it is incredibly important to put your belt in this bag when you store it away. The best way to store the belt buckle is to roll up the belt buckle on the inside of the belt and then put it into the dust bag itself, so then it doesn't get exposed to light, lotions, or banging into other products that you might have. I certainly recommend that you do condition your leather to make sure that it stands the test of time in your wardrobe. Make sure to avoid contact with any lotions and oil on the belt buckle, otherwise you might be fading away the coloring. She does have an after sales repair service. If you do want to add additional belt holes, bring it into a Gucci store and they can look into fixing it for you either for free or for a fee. It can be quite intimidating to choose from the wide variety of Gucci belts that are out there, but I'm going to help you compare some of the key different factors to help you make your decision. There are 3 different widths of the Gucci Double G belt. There's the thin one, which is 0.8 inches, the regular one, which is the one I have, that is 1.5 inches, as well as the widest one, which is 2.75 inches. The main difference is that the thin and regular belt widths can fit through most belt loops and can also be worn either as a waist or hip belt, but the thickest one can only be worn around the smallest part of your waist and cannot fit through most belt loops. You also need to think about your height. When I tried the thinnest belt on me, I found that it didn't have enough substance and didn't have enough impact to my outfit, and therefore I went with the regular size. However, if you're smaller than me, you may find that the regular belt may be too thick and too big on you. The next deciding factor is the belt buckle. It comes in so many different variations now. It comes in painted enamel, the gold brass, as well as a silver. Sometimes it comes in encrusted with jewels and pearls. For me, this is the only belt that I have in my closet, so I wanted it to be able to fit as many versatile outfits as possible. So by buying it in the antique gold color like this one, I'm able to match this to my skin tone and the rest of the jewelry that I have. The problem that I saw with the pearl or jeweled Gucci belts is that I find that they are a little bit too flamboyant for my taste, but also those jewels and pearls may fall off in the future. While I typically like going for a clean mirror metal look like this in a belt buckle, I noticed that because I'm quite rough with the way I use my belts, I prefer this kind of antique brass look, which means even though I've worn it quite a bit and you see scratches across the belt buckle, it still looks relatively normal because of the antique worn style of this belt itself. If you do really enjoy a shiny material instead of an antique type gold, my recommendation is to go with a torchon buckle, which is the one that is more textured. So even though it may bump into other things, because of the texture of the material, it won't look as worn as a straight, shiny double G. And of course, the other thing you have to think about is the leather color. And the most popular ones that are out there are the black, tan, white, and dusty rose. Don't get a white Gucci belt, especially if you like wearing denim, because the color of the denim will likely rub off against the white leather and will stain it. Especially if you're on the shorter side, you want to pick a belt color that is more consistent with the color of your pants. So for example, I have mostly black pants, so I got the black Gucci belt, so there is a consistency and it doesn't necessarily cut me off at the waist to make me look shorter. If you cannot make your mind up between two different colors, see if they have the reversible belts in the colors that you like, so that you don't necessarily have to decide, but keep in mind you do have to pay a little bit of a markup. To be honest, if the reversible belts had been in stock for me back when I purchased it, I would have seriously considered purchasing that instead of this one. This belt can come in a wide variety of different materials. For me, my style is more about simplicity, so I do prefer the leather over all the other types. In terms of canvas material, although it is less flexible, it is certainly more waterproof and scratch resistant than a leather belt. In terms of exotic materials, they are definitely more expensive, but potentially can be more durable. For example, crocodile leather actually has better durability and is more waterproof and more likely to keep its shape over time than a leather calfskin belt. In terms of how to get this belt, there are now a variety of ways that you can get it now that they've ramped up production to meet demand. Going in person to the store itself is the best way to find the perfect size for your waist and hips, depending on the way that you like to wear your belts. Although they can have more of a limited selection, so looking online at the Gucci website will probably give you the best selection possible. Gucci has recently adopted a buy now, pay later program, which allows you to pay less upfront with installments. However, there are some hidden dangers behind these buy now pay later programs that I want to make sure I educate you about, so I will be coming out with a video in the future about this. So if you're interested in more videos about how to invest in fewer high quality items, please subscribe and turn on your alerts for my videos as soon as they come out. In my research, I did not see the Gucci belt being sold at department stores, but I do know that they are being sold at luxury e-retailers. However, those stores may have limited or legacy collections compared to the Gucci online website. You can find this on the resale market as well as many of the legacy limited edition Gucci belts, but you'll find that you will encounter many different fakes. So please pay attention to some of the details that I've shown you in the features section, as well as the authentication codes. Your feedback is so important to me. I'm always trying to look for different ways to make more helpful content for you. So if you do get value out of this video, please let me know by clicking the like button or give me feedback in the comments section down below. This has been an incredibly worthwhile purchase. At this point in time, I've already gotten this to quite a low cost per wear. It's versatile to match both my work and casual wear and can be used as a waist belt for my dresses as well as a normal hip belt. If you're looking for inspiration on how to style the belt, as well as guidance on how to pick the perfect size for the way that you want to wear it, take a look at this next video.